5 learners, welcome again to yet another lesson which is brought to you by Kampala Quality Primary School. I'm still Mr. Mugisha Emmanuel. In our previous lesson, I taught you how to write fractions in words, okay? How to write fractions in words. And I told you when we are writing fractions in words, if the numerator is bigger than the denominator, then your word must be in plural. For example, this is 3 out of 6. So when we are writing, we say 3/6 with s at the end. How do we read this one? This one is 9/10 with s at the end. How do we read this one? 3/7 with s at the end. But what I want to emphasize is the spelling of 9th. The spelling of 9th is this one. It doesn't have e here. This is the right spelling of the word 9th. So, my dear learners, in our lesson today, we are not going to look at that, but we are going to look at types of fractions. And at the end, we shall look at one type of fraction, then I will show you what to do with it. How many types of fractions do we have? There are quite very many. We have what we call unitary fractions. Unitary fractions. These are fractions whose numerator is 1. These are fractions whose numerator is 1. Give me examples of unitary fraction. Yes, John? Very good. A half. A half has a numerator of 1. Okay? Give me another one. Yes, James? A third. Very good, children. Yes, Peter? 1 out of 5. So I hope you have understood the meaning of unitary fraction. As long as the fraction has a numerator of 1, that one becomes a unitary fraction. We have what we call proper fractions. Proper fractions are fractions whose numerator is smaller than the denominator. This is the numerator, this is the denominator. So if a fraction has a numerator which is smaller than the denominator, then that one qualifies to be a proper fraction. For example, a half. So what does this mean? That all unitary fractions are proper fractions. Give me another fraction whereby the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Very good. Somebody is telling me 2/3. 2 is smaller than 3. Give me another one. 7/8, very good. 7 out of 8 is a proper fraction. We have what we call mixed fractions. Mixed fractions are fractions that have whole numbers and fractions. For example, we can have 2.5. We can have 1.25. You can think of very many fractions of this kind. Very good. Yes, it is 5 whole numbers, 2 out of 7. Wonderful. Yes, please. 6 whole numbers, 7 out of 8. Wonderful. Then we have also decimal fractions. These are fractions that have got a decimal point in them. For example, we can have 5.2. Okay, because of this point, it becomes now a decimal fraction. What else do we have? We have 0.6, we have 0.0009, and very many others. Then we have what we call improper fraction. Improper fraction, those are fractions whose numerator is bigger than the denominator. For example, we can have 5 out of 2. 5 out of 2, 5 is bigger than the numerator. Okay? 5 is bigger than the numerator. So this one qualifies to be an improper fraction. We have 7 out of 4. We have 6 out of 5. As long as the numerator is bigger, then that one becomes an improper fraction. So in our lesson today, we are going to look at how we can change from mixed numbers to improper fractions. How to change from mixed numbers to improper fractions. Example number 1, change the following into a mixed number. A, we have 3 whole numbers and a half. 3 whole numbers and a half. We are changing from mixed. Change the following into, changing mixed to improper. We are changing mixed numbers into improper fractions. Into improper fractions. And A, we have 3 and a half. Okay, 3 and a half. So if I tell you to change 3 and a half, 3 and a half, this one down is called the denominator. This one is called the whole number. This one is called the numerator. So the formula is denominator times whole numbers. You put it in brackets, then plus numerator. Then you divide by the denominator. Which one is the denominator? 2. Multiply by the whole number, 3. Then we add on the numerator, 1. Then divide it by the denominator, which is 2. Simplify the brackets. 2 times 3, we get 6. Then plus 1. Out of 2. Simplify it. When we add 6 plus 1, we shall get 7. Therefore, the answer will be 7 halves. So 7 halves is the improper fraction for this mixed fraction. Let's look at another example. Let's look at another example. Here we have 5, then 2 out of 7. 5 whole numbers, 2 out of 7. So 5 whole numbers, 2 out of 7 is going to give us, remember this one is the denominator, this one is a whole number, and this one is a numerator. So the formula is denominator times whole number plus numerator, everything divided by the denominator. Substituting, denominator is 7. Whole number is 5. Add on the numerator, 2. Everything should be divided by the denominator, which is 7. Table 7. 7 times 5. Add 7 5 times. What do you get? 35. Very good. Plus 2 out of 7. Simplify. 35 plus 2, what do we get? Yes, James? 37. Wonderful. So it is 37 out of 7. Therefore, 37 out of 7 becomes the improper fraction for 5 whole numbers, 2 out of 7. Let's look at one more example, then I give you an activity. See, if I tell you to change 7 and 2 fifths, 7 whole numbers, 2 out of 5. What is this one going to give us? The formula is denominator times whole number. You add on the numerator, then everything divided by the denominator. Substituting denominator 5, whole number 7, whole number 7. Do you realize that this one is similar to this? Let's change. We have already done the same here. So we shall have C as 7 whole numbers, 2 out of 5. Okay? This one is different now. So we shall have denominator times whole number plus numerator divided by denominator. Then we substitute in. Yes. Which one is the denominator? 5. Multiply by the whole number, 7. Okay? Then we add on 2. Everything should be divided by the denominator, which is 5. Simplify. 5 times 7. It means you add 5 7 times. What do we get? 35. Then we add on 2, but out of 5. And this one will finally give you 37 out of 5 as our final answer. This is P4 work. I hope you will not find any problems in changing from mixed fractions to improper fractions. Thank you so much for being a good learner. I expect you will do this work very well, which I'm going to give you. And next time when I come, we shall first go through a few numbers, probably, which could have given you headache. Thank you so much. Continue washing your hands. Corona is still alive. Bye-bye.